Hello learners, welcome to Shareability Uganda. Welcome to our episode of the online self-study lessons. And in our self-study lesson today of Primary 7 Science, we shall be looking at skeletal systems, or the skeletons, the bones and the joints found in our bodies. Well, let us look at the types of skeletons, and we shall kickstart this video by defining what a skeleton, understanding what a skeleton is. A skeleton is a framework of bones in the body, or is a structure that supports the body. We basically have three types of skeletons, and we have the hydrostatic, exo, and endoskeletons. Hydrostatic skeletons are types of skeletons where the body of an organism is filled with a liquid under a certain amount of pressure. It is a type of skeleton where the body of an organism is filled with a liquid under a certain amount of pressure. Organisms with hydrostatic skeletons include earthworms, slugs, snakes, and others. Exoskeletons, however, is a type of skeleton found outside the body of a creature. It is on the outside of the body of the creature which bears it. Exoskeleton is very common with all arthropods like houseflies, grasshoppers, mosquitoes, spider, crabs, etc. So when you see a housefly, a grasshopper, or a mosquito around, just look at it critically and understand how an exoskeleton looks like. An exoskeleton provides support and protection to soft parts of the organism. Then we also have what we call the endoskeleton, which is contained inside the inside of the organism. Organisms with endoskeletons include human beings, cows, etc. Endoskeletons are made up of bones and cartilages. This is a structure of the human skeleton. You can pause the video and take a look at the different parts or the bones that make up the human skeleton. Then we have what we call the bones. The bones are what make up the human skeleton, and they are the hardest tissues found in animals with backbones or vertebrates. Bones contain living cells which are supplied with food and oxygen by blood vessels. Bones are made from mineral salts and proteins. Mineral salts include calcium, phosphorus, sodium, and others. Types of bones as classified according to their shapes. We have long bones, which are found in the arms and legs. They include the radius, the femur, the tibia, among others. This is an example of the femur, which is the longest and the strongest bone in the body. We have short bones, which is another type of bones. Short bones are found in the feet and hands, and they include the metacarpals, the metatarsals, and in general, the name given to bones of the fingers and toes is phalanges. We can pause the video as well and look at different types or examples of short bones that are found in the ankles and the wrists. We also have another type of bones, which are the flat bones. They include the scapula or the shoulder blade, and examples include bones of the skull, or bones that are found in our heads. We have in the diagram, we have examples of flat bones. You can pause the video and read through them. Then let us look at another important part of the human skeleton, which is the joints. A joint is where two or more bones meet in the body or on the human skeleton, and we have two types of joints, which include the movable and the immovable joints. As the name dictates, movable joints are joints that move in specific or all directions, and then immovable joints are joints that are fixed and do not move at all. Movable joints are joints held together by ligaments and tendons, and they include hinge joints, ball and socket joints, pivot joints, and gliding joints or plane joints. Hinge joints are a type of movable joints which allow movement in one plane. They are called hinge joints simply because their movement is like that of a dog on its hinges. They include the elbow joint and the knee joint. As illustrated in the video, that is an example of a hinge joint of the arm moving in a specific plane, up and down. And then we have the ball and socket joints, which is a type of movable joints which allow movement in three planes or all-round movements. They are called ball and socket joints because the ball-shaped bone fits into another socket on the other side of the bone. The examples include the shoulder joint and the pelvic or hip joint. In the video you can see how the ball and socket joints moves up. It can move up and down and in all direction 360. Can make a 360 movement. And then we have the pivot joints, which are a type of joints which allow rotation of certain parts of the body against other parts. Example, or the best example, is the skull and the neck vertebra. The skull can move against the neck vertebra, or the skull can move while the neck vertebra is fixed, or it supports the movement of the skull. The pivot joints help us in nodding our heads. As in the video below, you can see the skull is moving, but the neck vertebra or the other parts of the body are fixed. Those are that activity, or that activity is enabled by what we call the pivot joints. We also have what we call the gliding or the plane joints, which is a type of joints where two more bones are flat and slide over Gliding joints is a type of joints where two moving bones which are flat slide over one another easily. Gliding joints are found in wrists and ankles. Let us look at them. In the videos you can see how a wrist moves, or how joints in the wrists or arms move. It is an illustration of how the gliding joints work. The general importance of joints, or the major importance of joints, is to allow movements in the body. Features of typical movable joints, or the things that make up movable joints, include the cartilage and the synovial fluid, which reduce friction in the joints during movements. We have ligaments, which are the structures that join bones together at a certain joint, and then we have tendons, which are the structures that join muscles to the bones. We have the synovial membrane, or the synovium, which is a capsule of fibrous material, the synovial membrane, or the synovium, which is a capsule of fibrous material whose inner membrane secretes or creates or produces synovial fluid. And lastly, let us look at what we call the immovable joints, as we defined them earlier, as the joints that do not make any movements and are tightly fixed together. They include the suture joints found in the skull in our heads, and those are types of those are the suture joints in our skull fixed together, making no movement at all. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Let me hope you got something from this topic, the skeletal system, the joints, and other types or examples of bones found in the human body. Thank you. God bless you.